In today's video, we will learn about rhetorical analysis essay. But first, before we dive into the lesson, kindly hit the subscribe button below to subscribe to our channel. The video has been made by essayfreelancewriters.com, the best essay writing service on the web. The lesson will cover the following topics. What is a rhetorical analysis essay? Preparation strategy. Rhetorical essay outline. Introduction. Body paragraphs. And conclusion. A rhetorical analysis is a type of essay that requires you to write about the writing. A rhetorical analysis requires you to apply your critical reading skills in order to break down a text. In essence, you break off the parts from the whole of the piece you're analyzing. The goal of a rhetorical analysis is to articulate how the author writes, rather than what they actually wrote. To do this, you will analyze the strategies the author uses to achieve his or her goal or purpose of writing their piece. Whoa, that was a lot of information. Okay, so now that you've grasped the dictionary concept of a rhetorical analysis, let's break it down into more manageable parts. First off, you want to make sure you read the scholarly articles, literary work, etc. carefully and understand what you have read. Try to identify the author's thesis, or his or her main idea or argument. Now that you've read your sources and understand their overall arguments, it's time to start analyzing them for rhetorical features. Take a second look at your sources, but this time, keep the following questions in mind and write the answers on a separate sheet of paper. Questions to ask yourself when rereading your articles, sources, etc. 1. What is the thesis? What is the overall argument the author presents? 2. What did the author choose to study? Why? 3. What is the writer's purpose? To inform? To persuade? To criticize? 4. Who is the author's intended audience? 5. How does the writer arrange his or her ideas? Chronologically? 6. How does the writer use diction? Word choice, arrangement, accuracy. Is it formal, informal, technical versus slang? 7. Does the writer use dialogue? Quotations? Why? 8. Are important terms repeated? 9. What is the sentence structure of text? Are there fragments, run-ons? Is it declarative, imperative, exclamatory? What effect does this have? 10. Does the writer use punctuation to create an effect? Italics, underlining, parentheses. Which marks does the writer use, and when? The key idea here when answering these questions is understanding why the author chooses to write the way he/she does. So, when you answer the question, who is the intended audience? Make sure you also think about why the author would write for that particular audience. Do the same for the other questions. Rhetorical essay outline. You'll want to begin with your introduction. This is where you let your readers know what you will be analyzing in your essay. It's also a good idea to let them know what to expect, and any parameters or limitations that you put in place while writing your analysis. Be sure to provide all of the relevant information on the work being analyzed, including title, author, date of publication, etc. A brief summary of the piece might be helpful as well. Next, you will want to outline for your readers the methods the author used in employing rhetoric. After that, your thesis will be your statement as to whether or not you believe they are effective. Next section is body paragraphs. The paragraphs that follow will of course be your presentation of evidence that supports your thesis. Explain the persuasive strategy used and how the quote shows this. Your explanation should generally answer one of these 4 questions. How does this strategy work? How is the strategy working in this example? Why did the author use this strategy on this audience? How did the strategy make the audience feel, react, or respond? Finally, the conclusion part. After fully supporting and developing your various arguments, it is time to wrap up the essay with a strong conclusion. First of all, explain how this work affected the audience and the essay as a whole. Afterward, fully conclude your argument on each individual rhetorical device, and link them as a whole to show their significance as a unit. As a final sentence, Provide an impactful overall concluding statement that showed the importance of this speech and its strategies that helped to shape history. Overall writing tips section will cover grammar, vocabulary, coherency, use present tense, respond to the text. Phew! You are finally finished writing this super intense and strenuous essay with only 5 minutes left. Ensure you check the listed 5-step checklist that will immensely impact the quality of your essay. Grammar, vocabulary, coherency, use present tense, respond to the text. Still struggling to grasp the concept? We get it. Rhetorical essay writing is probably a new and confusing option in your writing arsenal. This is definitely one of those essays that require hours of practice to master. Luckily for you, essayfreelancewriters.com, the best essay writing service on the web, has a team of professional essay writers that have been writing rhetorical analysis essays. They too have dealt with the confusion of finding these hidden persuasive strategies, so the tips and tricks that they carry are priceless for our students. Talk to an expert at essayfreelancewriters.com today. Live chat with a writer or even order an essay. Whatever questions you may have, essayfreelancewriters.com is ready to help. Hit the link below and head over to our website for essay writing help. Thanks for watching.